In this video we'll demonstrate new features for working preview in the UX Builder, Grid Builder, Tabbed UI Builder, etc. that make it more convenient for you when you're designing your components. So you can see here we have a simple UX component, and let's switch over to working preview now. And you can see that at the bottom of the screen now there's a new menu that tells you which browser is currently being used for working preview. So the default is Internet Explorer, and before this new feature was added that was the only option. So previously working preview always used Internet Explorer, but now you can click on this hyperlink now and switch over to Chrome. So now that we've switched to Chrome, you can see now when we go over to working preview, we're now using the Chrome control for working preview, and we now have some new menu items at the bottom of the screen. So we'll get back to the Chrome debugger in a minute, but one of the nicest new features of the ability to use Chrome for working preview is the ability that you have now to detach the working preview window. So let's go ahead now and click this, and you can see now we have a new window that's opened up on screen, and this window can be dragged onto a second monitor if you happen to have a two-monitor machine. So now that this working preview window has been opened, I can switch back to design mode and I can make edits to my component, and then when I click the refresh button I'll see the changes. So let's, for example, let's go take this first name field, the last name field, and move it before first name, and then click the refresh button, and you can see now it's been refreshed. But you can also turn on automatic refresh. So now basically, for example, if I make a change over there, let's go and change last name so that there's no break after the last name field, and you can see now there's last name. And now let's go put a break after the first name field, and there's our first name field change. So I'm getting to see my edits to my component in real time. Now obviously if you're working on a huge component, the recalc of the working preview might take a bit of time, and so in that case you'd probably want to keep automatic refresh turned off. Now at any point you can go back to working preview and reattach it. So you can see now we've reattached working preview. So now let's go and take a look at debugging JavaScript code. So let's go here and just put a button on this component. So we'll go over here and go to other controls, and then we'll put on a button. And then just to keep things simple, we'll go to this button and we'll say that this button is going to call a function called my button. So now let's go and define the JavaScript for my button. So we'll go here and say function, and we'll go here and say debugger, and then alert hello. So we'll go ahead now and save this and switch back to working preview. And now I'm going to click the button, and you'll notice that the debugger doesn't open up. And the reason that the debugger doesn't open up is because if you want to debug using the Chrome debugger, you first have to open it up before you execute the JavaScript that you want to debug into. So now before clicking this button, I'm going to click this Open Chrome Debugger, and you'll see that the debugger opens up in a hidden window. So the debugger is now open, and now when I press this button you can see that we're now paused in the debugger. So if I now click the button Open Chrome Debugger, it's going to bring the hidden Chrome debugger to the forefront, and there I am in my JavaScript Chrome debugger, and I can single step through my code. So there's the alert, and now there's the alert over there. So what we've shown over here is how you can debug into your JavaScript code using the Chrome debugger, but you can also use the Chrome debugger to inspect. So let's go ahead here, and not only can we basically do this, but we can also inspect elements. So you can see that as we move around over here, we're inspecting different elements on the screen. So let's go back to just pause here. So we'll go back to the sources. So we're continuing with our video on using the Chrome control for working preview and using the Chrome debugger to inspect elements on the page. So let's go back now to elements, and you can see now if I take this magnifying glass here and point to an element on the page, you can see now that basically the Chrome inspector here is showing me the HTML for that element. So this is very useful when you want to see what classes have been applied to a control, or just inspect the HTML that was generated by the component. So the ability to use Chrome for working preview opens up the detached working preview window and the ability to use the Chrome debugger, both of which can make you more productive when you're developing your grid, UX, tab UI, etc. components. Thanks very much for watching.